I wanted to come on here and talk about change. I wanted to talk about how scary it can be. I think we've all come to these moments in our life where it's these little tiny moments that build up that get us to this one point where we say, I need something different. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that is, but I know I need something different. But what no one ever talks about is how scary that is, because it makes you stand there and acknowledge that it's not right. Whatever place you're in, whatever mindset you have, it's not right. And what's so scary about that is that you have to start facing the things that you don't want to look at, the things that you've pushed down so deep that you're actually not aware that they're there. And I had that same moment, and I've had many moments after that where right on the other side of that fear was what I needed. But it took me accepting the fact that I don't have it all figured out, that I don't actually know these little parts of me, and that I find myself discovering all the time something new about myself. And it takes deep reflection to do that. And I didn't do it alone. I had my own therapist. I've had my own containerships because I'm very spiritual. And I've had my own community, and I'm still finding other communities and other people on that same journey. But what some of us forget with how far we've come, or maybe we haven't even started yet, what we forget are the many days, weeks, months, even years that we think about trying to change. What does it take to change? What it takes is you being fearless. It takes that part of you that wants change, that knows they need change, to outweigh what you're doing in that moment. What the way you're living, the things you have, the change is more important. And something even more scary about that is that the things around you, the people, places, and things, they might not be there on the other side of change. And so we have to ask ourselves, are we okay with possibly letting that go? Letting those people, letting those places, letting those things go? Are we okay with choosing ourselves before we choose all those other things? I'll have to be honest, it was not easy for me to choose myself. I had such shape-shifting abilities before I decided to go all in on me. I was able to be whatever those people, places, or things needed. But doing so made me lose who I was. And doing that made me shy away from who I really was and am. And I discover new things every day, like I said. I fully had to sit with the fact that things were going to look different around me. I was going to feel different. But the best part about that is that I am different. I am not making the same choices. I am not living in the same way. And I am at more peace than I've ever been in my life. And that's the greatest gift. the greatest gift on this planet because it's not easy. But once you do so, you find the things, you find the people, you find the connections that resonate with who you truly are. And I know I'm getting emotional because I come on here and talk about exactly what I'm going through in my life. And that's pretty vulnerable. I just want you to know that change, although it can be scary, a lot of times we wake up, many moons later, regretting the fact that we didn't try change. We didn't try. And sometimes that's the biggest battle, the biggest hurdle we have is to just try. I don't want to wake up in 50 or 60 years and think, dang, I regret not doing this. I'm not here for that. I'm here to completely transform myself and to really dig deep and find what I really am looking for in this life. And I don't know what that looks like. That's the funniest thing, is I don't have it all figured out. But what I do have figured out is who I am right here, right now. And with that, that's all I need. And that just seems like a wild concept. We're so used to planning these 5-10 years down the line, 20 years, 30 years, whatever. We're so used to doing all of that. And yet, what if that stuff isn't there for us? Is that stuff really going to make us happy? I don't know. I don't think any of us know until we get to that moment where we have to reflect back on our lives. But I just want you to know you're not alone in wondering, can I do this? Am I okay with all of these things not being here? Can I actually look at those parts of me that I don't know if I like? I don't even know if I know them. A lot of times where I started, not a lot of times, but where I started were the things that I heavily judged in other people, were the things that I needed to look at the most within myself. Do you know how crazy that is? And I don't mean crazy in a bad way. I just mean like, wow. Those were all little aspects of myself that I didn't want to see. I didn't want to love. And that's the biggest hurdle. That's the biggest hurdle, is jumping on the other side. Free falling, really, because you won't have it figured out. I know I didn't. If I knew how I was going to feel in this moment when I was faced with that change, I would have just ran right in. I would have said, yes, that's exactly where I want to be. But unfortunately, that's not how it felt. In fact, it felt so scary that I didn't know if I could do it. I didn't know. I thought to myself, you know what? I'm safe here. I'm okay. I have all the things. I do all the things. But in reality, I was the most lonely I had ever been in my life. The people around me, the things around me, they didn't know me because I didn't know me. So I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about how scary change can be, and that I still go through the moments of change, even now. Even though I'm confident, even though I'm loving myself, even though I'm vulnerable, I still have moments where I'm like, can I do it? Can I jump both feet in and free fall? And it might take me a little while, but I can guarantee you my answer is always yes, because I will choose me over and over and over again. No one else in my life will choose me more than myself. And that's been the greatest gift I could ever have wished upon myself on this journey. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, or whenever you see this, day, I don't know, night. Sending you off with so much love, and I'm just letting you know you're not alone.